Hey, I'm producer Jim from Around the House with Eric G. I work with Eric every day, so trust me when I say he's got the best home improvement tips on YouTube. He'll teach you how to fix your house, save money, and avoid those oops moments, like the time he almost glued himself to a countertop. Seriously, if you own a home, or just like watching a guy who might set off the smoke detector, you need to subscribe to at Around the House Eric G. Because if Eric's not helping you, I guarantee he's breaking something, and you don't want to miss that. You won't be disappointed. Welcome to Around the House with Eric G., your trusted source for all things home improvement. Whether you're tackling a DIY project, hiring it out, or just trying to keep your home running smoothly, you're in the right place. With over 30 years of remodeling experience, certified kitchen designer Eric G. takes you behind the scenes with expert advice, industry trends, and the latest innovations for your home. It's everything you need to know without the fluff. Now, let's get this show started with our host, Eric G. and John Dudley.
Welcome to the Around the House Show, your trusted source for everything home improvement. Happy New Year, everybody. I'm Eric G., and we got here in the co-pilot seat, cruising down the freeway, we got John Dudley. Welcome. Good to see you, brother.
What's happening, brother?
Man, we are going to be starting out 2026, man, with just our foot to the floor. I'm so excited. I'm re-energized after the holidays, and it's like, all right, let's rock. We've got so many new people out there joining us today across the United States on the radio, especially with all the different affiliates we've added over the holidays here. And yeah, this is not that show you were probably listening to last week. You've got the Around the House show, and this show's been around a long time. What, coming up on 38 years, Dudley?
Wow, man.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
So basically this show, and it's funny, I was just talking with on social media with the board op, the guy that ran the board for the original host back in the late 80s. And I'm like, wow, cool. So we were talking and trading stories, and those people are still around out there, but it's cool just to see that.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's long before HG.
Yep.
Long before it was popular.
There we go. Long before that. It's interesting. We've changed over the years. When I took it over almost a decade ago, geesh, we were sitting there doing live radio here in a studio. And now, because we're in 5 or 6 time zones now across the US, it's hard to do that. And we'll let people go behind the curtain. But really, guys, if you want to find out more about us, easiest place to go is over the website that Johnny developed, roundthehouseonline.com, and follow us on social media, follow us on our YouTube or our Facebook or Instagram, that kind of stuff. And we're really going to be doing a lot with that this year, and new videos, new content. We've got just on the YouTube, between these episodes and everything else, I think we've got 600 or 700 videos there, and we've got about almost $2,000 as far as the back catalog on the podcast.
A lot of yapping.
A lot of stuff there. And Johnny's background here, of course, now he's a web designer, but before him and I met, contracting. He was remodel contractor. I was doing design work, selling him cabinets. And so I was working with his crews all the time. We worked together at a couple different places, including a Tacoma woodwork shop that used to be around. So we had a lot of fun.
That was a good time.
It was.
I love that place, man. Actually, that was a fun place.
It was cool. And Johnny and I played in a band together. You'll hear some of the music in the show, by the way, when that happens. But we've had a lot of fun here on working together, doing stuff together. We've had our wins, we've had our losses, and maybe more losses than wins at times. But I tell you what, it's been a great journey, and so happy to be talking to you. So when you're listening to this show here, you're going to get a whole mix of things, because Johnny has his experience from the contracting side. I've got mine from the design, contracting, and just the product side. So we have a great mix here, and we're here to help you. So if you want to hear something on this show, the best way to get a hold of us is just over at the website, aroundthehouseonline.com. And man, it's so fun because things are so different across the country regionally. How they build a house, and where I'm located up here in the Portland, Oregon metro area, is so different than when they build one in Phoenix, for instance.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's a lot of fun because it's just so freaking different. I watch people build houses down there, and I'm like, what are you doing? And I'm sure they're doing the same thing with us.
Yeah. Yeah. Come to Colombia, dude. It's super crazy. I don't understand. I won't go way into it, but it's way different.
Yeah. Electrical code. What code?
Put in the electrical code. They use lamp cord basically to wire whole houses here. It's crazy. I spent a whole day once looking for plumber's putty. They're like, huh?
Oof.
Yeah. I'm like, plumber's putty. They're like, no, just silicone it in. I'm like, no, plumber's putty. No, nobody got it. I was like, never mind.
Sounds
Where's
like
your
junction
silicone?
boxes aren't common either.
Oh, hole in the wall, lamp cord sticking out. Yeah, no, it's
Spin it together, wrap some tape around it, and call it good, huh?
It's not quite, I wouldn't say it's quite as dangerous as Thailand, for example.
Okay. But it's getting close.
Nah, it's borderline. They're a little more metro than that. Yeah, man, if you've ever been to Thailand, including in the street, like you could get zapped by a downed wire from an electrical pole at any moment because they just hang there. And I'm not kidding. They're 2 feet around these bundles of wire.
Yeah.
Going from pole to pole or more. So it's insane.
They just home run everything, don't they?
It's not that here. I'll give you that.
Okay.
Like
Makes sense. This hour, I really wanted to spend some time, man, talking about planning for 2026. We're starting out the year. It's funny. I see this commercial on television here in my area that's a bank lending, and it's this couple talking about their kitchen remodel coming up. And you can tell as they're telling about the kitchen remodels, they haven't done it in 10 years, and they've been talking about it for 10 years. Yeah. Oh, we're going to do it this year, and I think we're going to do this, and I think we're going to do that. And it's so funny because so many people want to tackle those projects, but of course, with the financial situation across the U.S. and tariffs and everything else, it's a complex mix of, can I afford it or can I not afford to do it? And of course, prices have gone up so much. You really got to plan things out differently than maybe you did a couple of years ago, even during the COVID years of construction.
For sure. It's almost like watching the stock market at this point. That's it, right? So there's another thing to consider. You're like, yeah, we're planning to do a fence, a swimming pool in the spring or whatever. But then you go, wait, what if the price of concrete goes down? The price of cedar goes down? Or I'm going through a lot of that, building this app we've been talking about right now and trying to find regional multipliers and regional prices and across 887 zip codes and to find accuracy in this market that's moving so fluidly and so crazily. It's super difficult, but definitely plays into your planning process. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe we wait until OSB isn't $50 a sheet.
Exactly. Again, I was just walking through the store over the weekend here and I'm like, oh man, there we go. $18 a sheet for drywall, almost 19. And it just
used to be $6. It's literally 3 times. So is always all that stuff is literally 3 times what it was. And maybe I'm thinking 15 years ago, but even 8, it wasn't. Yeah, it's insanity.
It's crazy. And then you start looking at, okay, I got to do a repair on the outside of my beach house or something. And you need like clear cedar shingles. And there's $600, $700 a square. Those.
Yeah, do that math. You'll quickly decide differently.
Yeah, boy, that hardy plank sure looks good.
Yeah, buddy.
And yeah, I mean, they might as well be hauling that around in armored cars versus lumber trucks.
Seriously, man. And again, depending on where you're at, if you live in Phoenix, you're definitely not looking at cedar shingles.
No, not at all. Don't fall off.
But then you're talking about the price of Romex and the price of copper and all that stuff has tripled. It's crazy.
It's way crazy. Now, when we come back, brother, I want to start talking a little bit about some of those tricks. I've got some great tricks too that can save some people money like that. Where to buy some Romex. Sometimes it's in the places you don't even think about where you can save some money.
Stay away from the new construction sites.
No. I'm not talking about going down next to the Mission and trying to
I know you're from Portland. It's no excuse.
There is that. Hey, guys, if you want to find out more about us, head over to aroundthehouseonline.com. We will be right back after these important messages. Don't change that dial. We are just getting started.
Welcome to the Around the House family. We want to thank all of our new affiliate stations on the Talk Media Network. If you are new to the show, you can find out more at aroundthehouseonline.com. While you are there, you can follow us on all our social channels. Make sure you follow us on YouTube, where we have tons of videos of projects and our podcast, or catch it later on your favorite podcast player. Stick around, we are just getting started. We will be right back after these important messages from our sponsors. Hey contractors, remodelers, designers, and construction pros. Producer Jim here. Pumped to announce the Around the House Pro Insider podcast is back. After a 10-month break, yep, we were recharging, but now we're ready to supercharge your business. Get expert insights, growth strategies, and a few chuckles to elevate your game. Subscribe now on your favorite podcast platform. Don't miss out, or I'll show up to reorganize your job site. Around the House Pro Insider. We're back, better than ever. Catch the show on your favorite podcast player.
Hey guys, it's Eric G from Around the House Show. We'd really appreciate your help with some awesome 5-star reviews on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you tune into your podcast. Big thanks everyone, and a shout out to our dedicated listeners of Around the House.
Welcome back to the Around the House Show, your trusted source for everything about your home. I'm Eric G. John Dudley, man, we are having a good time here, and we are sometimes the best stuff happens even during the commercial breaks between you and I. A lot of the time.
With 20 plus years of history, there's a lot of good times to be talking about. A lot of bad stories to tell.
Yeah, like that one time in Vegas, but we won't talk about that.
We never talk about that. The Vegas rule.
Absolutely. And it applies there. We were talking about how prices have gone up all over the place. And it's crazy because, great example, our friend Caroline, American's Healthy Home expert, she was looking for some redwood to do some trim at her house out in New Jersey.
Nice.
She can't find it. Doesn't exist. Can't buy it. Can't get it shipped in. I gave her a bunch of names from the American Redwood Lumber Society or whatever people, that are selling it out there. Still didn't happen. It's tough, especially regionally, like you were talking about. Stuff going all over the place. Cedar can get all over the place, and we got tariffs in there because some of this stuff's coming in from Canada, and it gets pretty complex.
Sure. Yeah, you start getting into fixtures and cabinetry and the finishing stuff, and then the tariffs come into play. Oof, man.
Yeah. And softwood lumber is one thing, when you're talking 2x4s, 2x6s, and you're getting into like 1/2-inch, plywood or 7/16 OSB. But when you get into these hardwoods and specialty woods, it gets even crazier, like with cabinetry. And that's, again, one of the things that I think we should be planning for this year. My goal for you would be to plan out your projects you want to do this year, and then just start once a week jumping on and taking a look at what lumber future prices are if you're building a house, or at least just jumping on your Home Depot, Lowe's, or wherever your favorite lumberyard is to go through and get that figured out. Because that way you can go, hey, wow, that's $1 less a piece.
Yeah, like I said, it's like watching the stock market right now, because it does change that quickly.
Absolutely.
And sometimes dramatically. And again, if you're buying 100 sheets OSB, $3 is a big difference.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's a kitchen sink or a dishwasher.
Yeah, close. But yeah, it is. And that's the crazy part. And so many things are changing out there too. I think coming up this year, I would expect more tariff stuff with the Chinese cabinetry coming in, or Chinese cabinetry parts. Mm-hmm. That's really changed a lot of things with the major cabinet makers across the US. If you were planning a kitchen remodel or even a bathroom remodel, because all of a sudden when you put a 50 or 100% tariff on that product because they've been dumping it into the US, that's cheaper than to buy the American brand stuff.
I'm actually really curious to see how the major players shift because of that. And we've talked about that before, and this maybe is boring for the audience, but it's exciting for contractors, or at least intriguing, let's say.
Yeah.
Just with what they used to ship out to China to get done that they actually can do at home. You've talked about it several times. I'm curious to see how they play this hand, right? How they start shifting and what they change around and how they're going to survive, really. And it's brutal.
And the other thing is, too, is, the cabinetry got that passed through on the tariff thing. And then the hardwood lumber / flooring associations asked for them to do that from hardwood flooring coming out of China.
I'm sure.
And it's crazy because we've lost, I think this year we've lost 3 mills. I think we lost 7 or 8 big, huge mills in 2025. And we have got 2 or 3 more closing here in 2026 that we know of. And a lot of that is because the hardwood lumber is coming in cheaper than they can actually make it. And as far as the raw costs, they're getting it in way cheaper from overseas. And so this stuff's coming in. And I think that's a really big problem when you're trying to plan out projects, because maple 3/4 inch plywood for your kitchen, if it's coming on from overseas or coming in imported and there's a big tariff on it, that's a big part of that cabinetry number, because that stuff's expensive.
Yeah.
So
you're talking about doubling your figures, right? So what you thought a year ago you were going to be able to, or 18 months ago, you're like, oh, cabinets are going to be about 10 grand. No, now they're 20.
Yeah. Or more. You think about it. What the average, you and I talked about this last fall about the cost versus value report. Those prices for projects. Yep. And if you didn't listen to that one, head back on our podcast, take a look at that, because it really defines out what some of these projects are. Just a simple kitchen remodel with laminate countertops and vinyl flooring down was $70,000, $80,000.
Yeah. I'm still reeling from that episode. And again, as I put together this application, which touches on everything we're talking about, it's just staggering to me. The numbers that come out for, like you say, even just a simple bath remodel, I'm just dumbfounded. Like, it's incredible.
Well, and the problem is, too, is, we've seen all these different issues. And I tell you what, it's fascinating. I've been working on my house and I just sold it and moved out of it. I was just it was crazy over the holidays. I was back over at the house again because I'm friends with these guys because they're in the music industry around here and nice, fun people. And it was so weird walking up to my old house and knocking on the door.
Yeah.
And I love these guys. They're such cool people. And I felt so bad pulling in. Here's why. I pulled in and I'm like, why is their water meter dug up? Why is the landscape? They're replacing the front water line going to the house because it started leaking after they bought it.
Oh, man.
Guess what, guys? Your home warranty doesn't cover that because it's outside of the structure.
Right.
So there's a problem. So I don't know what they're spending on that, but I walked in, I'm like, oh my gosh. I felt so horrible. I was like, oh, it was a gut punch. Oh, man. I get it. Older water line, but it happened.
You don't get to pick when that stuff happens.
No, but I was just like, I walked up sheepishly up to the door going, hey, guys.
Thanks for the lemon, Eric. Happy Christmas.
Yeah. No, I mean, they were cool. I love those guys. They just, he needed some help with one of the smart locks. And I'm like, it might be that it was still connected to my phone, even though I disabled it. So on that, I can't go into their house, but had to go do some hoop jumping for electronics. But crazy. But that tells you how these things can come up. And so many times those projects, you go, oh, okay, we just have to dig a trench, write down what we're going to do, and through the landscaping, across the driveway, whatever. Then the city gets involved, right?
Yep.
Things get expensive.
Yeah.
I always joked if I ever was going to do the water line there, it was going to happen where I was going to block my driveway with a vehicle.
At midnight.
Yep. Saturday morning, I'll be digging very small sections and then filling it back in so I can do it without the permit office seeing, because so many big trees. I watched my neighbor do it. And they were paying an arborist $400 an hour to stand there where they dug up around the water meter to make sure that they weren't hurting into the roots of the trees around them.
Come on.
And they had to run 100 and something feet of water line underground, and they tunneled it with one of the boring machines. And I was just like, they had a $60,000 bill on changing their water line from the street to the front of their house.
No.
Yeah. $60,000 to do that.
That's not even that. I have no words.
So those are things that you look at, and one, you have to plan for. Two, if you bought the home warranty, It's kind of like car warranties. You think you're getting something good. Not so much.
It's every warranty. I remember buying warranties for stereo equipment when I was 22.
Yeah.
Like, why would you do that? They're like, hey, for $100, anything? No.
I've got some good tips for you here too on planning when we come back. Let's go out to break, Johnny. And if you want to find out more about us, head over to aroundthehouseonline.com. We'd love to hear from you. If you've got a story, if you've got a subject we want to hear, and
Unless
don't
it's
need to
a
buy any car warranties
I might
either.
buy it.
All right, guys, Around the House will be right back after these important messages. Don't change that dial.
Hey guys, it's producer Jim over at the Around the House show. Do you have an amazing product or service you want to expose to our audience? Head over to aroundthehouseonline.com and send us a message, and we can help you reach the smartest audience in home improvement. Head over to aroundthehouseonline.com and send us a message, and we can create a custom marketing program for you. Now let's get back to the show. Hey, it's producer Jim here, and Eric G has no idea I'm doing this. When you sign up for the Around the House Insider, you're not just getting early access to the weekend show, exclusive extended episodes, the full back catalog, and a direct line to Eric himself. I'm throwing in 2 Around the House stickers on me, just for signing up. But don't wait, this is only while supplies last. It's just $4 a month. Head to aroundthehouseonline.com or click the link in the show notes. Shush! Don't tell Eric.
Welcome back to the Around the House show, your trusted source for everything home improvement. I'm Eric G. Thanks for joining us today. If you're just joining us, we've been talking about the Around the House show here, and of course, planning your projects out for 2026, because there is so much complexity right now in things out there. And sometimes you got to jump on to alternative methods to get materials. Sometimes it can save you some money. Johnny, great example. It used to be I could walk into your Lowe's, your Home Depot, and they used Romex electrical wire as the loss leader to get the electricians to come in. Problem is, now that those things are under lock and key, it's hard to get in there. They've marked them up so they're more expensive than many places. And recently, I've saved the most money ordering that wire off Amazon and having it delivered to my house.
Yeah, makes sense.
And other things like Walmart.com, those guys are really trying to compete with Amazon.
Yeah.
And so I've bought everything from auto parts to anything else over there way cheaper because they're just trying to get that business going. So,
yeah. I was looking for new laptops the other day and saw one on Walmart. I was like, holy cats, man. It was $200 cheaper than anywhere else I could find it.
Yeah.
And it's the same computer, same laptop.
Same thing. And they're just sitting there doing it. And sometimes you got to do that. But really, my best advice for people out there is to plan out exactly what you want to do this year. Make sure you've got some savings, because things like I talked about, that water line, that roof, that HVAC system is not $5,000 to replace anymore.
Yeah.
Johnny, you've been working on that roofing estimator using AI for a while now, and it really shows you how expensive that can get.
Yeah, it's funny because I actually have to correct the AI half the time. I'm like, you're out of your mind. There's no way that's getting done for that cost. And luckily I have 30 years of knowledge behind myself to be able to go, yeah.
Right. Well, there's so many problems these days. You've got many of the tar papers, even though they're jam-packed in the middle of tar, they've got asbestos in them. So now many of the landfills out there in places that are paying attention to this, I can't take asbestos tar paper. I can't take tar paper to the landfill here. If I go to the dump in Portland, in the metro dump area here that we have, if I have tar paper in there, man, they're kicking me out of there. I won't be able to dump anything.
Yeah,
So,
no, especially in the Northwest or even the East Coast, or you've got houses from the 1800s, early 1900s, turn of the century stuff. A lot of old asphalt shingles, a lot of old, asbestos, even flooring, old flooring tiles full of asbestos. Yeah.
And
go to the dump with that stuff. They're like, yeah.
That mastic is brutal down there. I hate taking that stuff up. That black tar mastic is just.
Don't want to talk about it.
I know.
South,
And it's
South 8th Street just to save those old fur floors.
I know it. Oh, brutal.
That was.
We've all done it. We've all done it.
Blame that one on my ex-wife.
There you go. But those floors turned out good, though, brother. They turned out good.
They did. But oh my gosh, what a war.
And by the way, that's a project I've said I'd never do again. Refinishing hardwood floors.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't either.
I'm going to pay a professional.
Yep.
I'm not doing it again. It is so hard to deal with that.
Yeah.
And my patience runs out.
Yeah, if you're not doing it every day, you don't have the right tools. Even if you rent the right tools, don't know how to use them. It's no. Get a guy in there, they knock it out in a week. Stay out of the house, go rent a motel, go to the beach, something. Just
exactly.
Get it done right.
But that leads me into the next problem, right? People go out and refinish those hardwood floors, and then they go, cool, I'm going to do a kitchen.
After they've done the floor.
Yeah, it happens so many times. How many times have you and I walked to a project and that kitchen has been beautifully updated? The lipstick on the pig, they put new hardware on, they put on brand new countertops, stone, quartz, whatever. And they buy the house and they're like, cool, I want to do the same footprint. And I'm like, we're probably going to break that stone pulling it out. So that's going to get thrown away. And they're like, what?
Yeah.
Would have been better leaving the laminate on there, guys, and then just doing the whole kitchen versus that. That's one of those things that I just shake my head and go, oh, I hate throwing away good stone, but
it's one of those too that unless you're, and again, this is where planning is important and doing some research and understand what the project entails and understanding what to consider, because if you don't have the years of experience, you don't know that, right? You just don't realize, oh, if we do that, that means lacing in the hardwood floor and throwing away a bunch of granite and et cetera, et cetera.
And refinishing that entire floor again, because many floors, you can't
feather it in.
Oh, the only way I've cheated that is to put some kind of a door sill in between like the kitchen and something else.
That's exactly what you do. I was just going to say, you've got to redo the whole kitchen at least. And then you're still going to have a line between the kitchen and the dining room. So yeah.
Got to at least put something down there.
Covering it with a chunk of wood, or you just accept that your floors are two different colors.
Yeah. Oof. And also when you're out there picking out these projects and you're working on it, one of the biggest mistakes I'm seeing now is I love black walnut. Beautiful.
Yeah.
And I've seen so many people make the mistake of they've got this beautiful lake house. They're looking out. They've got floor to ceiling windows. And walnut is about as light sensitive as it gets.
Yeah.
And what happens is you'll have that area rug or the piece of furniture will be there. 6 months later, you'll go to move the furniture around, maybe for the holidays to put the Christmas tree up. And you're like, those floors are two different colors within 2 feet of each other. And so if you're looking at using those photosensitive woods, just make sure you've got new windows with a good UV coating that will help you. It's not perfect, but I've seen cherry cabinetry that was so sun bleached, it was light gray.
Wow.
And the finish was still on it. It just leaked all the way through.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I was going to bring up cabinets because they do the same thing, right? Yeah, but I've seen that like grayish hue, exactly what you're talking about.
Just looks like beechwood.
Uh-huh.
Then you open the door and go, whoa, that was cherry.
Yeah.
But that sun can play just havoc on it. So plan that stuff out correctly. Now, I think the biggest mistake that many homeowners make is getting, like we talked about with the hardwood floors, is getting things out of order.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to put the fence up and now I'm going to go dig the pool. Don't you put in a place to get the excavator in the back? Nope. The fence has got to come down again.
Yeah. And we've talked about that
mistake of not prepping for the next project.
Yeah. Again, do some research. And it's so simple now that we have AI. For those of you that aren't using it a bunch, it's incredible for the simplest thing. Like, I want to plan building a fence. What should I consider? 2 seconds. You're going to have all the information you need to be prepared for what you might consider, what might happen, what the roadblocks might be, if you're considering a new deck, don't do this yet. Or like you said, a swimming pool, or et cetera, et cetera. But man, type it into Grok or ChatGPT, whichever one you want to use. Type in the question, type in your project, do some research, understand what you're getting yourself into. So many people get excited at Home Depot on a Sunday and go, let's change this. Yeah. And they do. And they eat it. They eat money and it's not fun.
and check your local building codes, folks. If you need a permit, if you need to have how high it can be, because many times around the front or the side of a house, there can be rules. Many areas you can't put a 6-foot fence down the front of your house. Now, I got away with it at my house because I could, if I put it 10 feet back, because it was a busier road, if I went 10 feet back from the property line, I could do that. And I was like, sweet. I went 10 feet back. It could only be 6 foot high, and there's little rules in there of what is 6 foot high. It's not off of the lowest rock or the lowest hole. It's about that average terrain. They'll spell it out. What did I do? I brought in more dirt and brought it up where I was putting the fence, and then I put the fence in.
Yep,
so that way I could have a little higher fence, and it's great for controlling noise, and it didn't look like I was building a compound.
It's just so funny to me to hear even the thought of a permit process for something as basic as building a fence. And I'm just thinking, I don't know, I've probably built 100 fences at least. And I'm just like, I have never in my life pulled a permit for a fence. Like,
I didn't have to, for instance, mine, I didn't have to pull it, but I had to follow all their guidelines. If not, I was going to get the nasty.
Right, yeah.
You know how that goes. Hey, we need to go out to break, brother, and we'll get back to this last segment after these important messages. You've been listening to Around the House to find out more about us. We'd love to hear from you. Head over to aroundthehouseonline.com. If you're brand new to the show, listening on the radio or the podcast, send us a message. We'd like to bring you into the family. Around the House will be right back. Don't change that dial. Welcome back to the Around the House show, your trusted source for everything about your home. I'm Eric G. Got John Dudley sitting over here in the co-pilot seat. We're having a great time with you guys today. Thanks for joining us. We've been talking about, of course, in the first segment, we started talking about the history of the Around the House show and what got us here today. And of course, we're talking about some tips and tricks for starting those projects here for 2026. And Johnny and I have been talking about this as we've got a long history of working together on projects and everything from cabinetry installs to big remodels and some crazy projects inside and outside the house. But I think the one thing that master plan, like we were talking about for your house, whatever you're going to be doing is big. And like you were saying, Johnny, it was a great idea to bring up GTP or Grok or whatever you feel comfortable using out there. It's not entirely perfect, but it does help you get into some of that planning. And it will remind you that maybe you're making a mistake and doing this incorrectly, and you might want to do a little bit deeper dive.
Yep. Yeah, it'll, if nothing else, give you some good thinking points and hopefully ask you some good questions. Again, like the hardwood floor was a great example. And maybe ChatGPT is, or maybe put in everything you want to do. Look, we want to do this in our house. In what order and why should we do that? It's that simple. And it'll give you so much more than you want to think about in 15 seconds. You'll be overwhelmed. Don't be overwhelmed. Take your time. Read through it. Copy paste it into your little notes on your desktop and consider each of those things. And hit a couple of them. Hit Grok and ChatGPT. Hit them.
Yeah, it's smart. And if you're, great example, if you're working on that backyard project, you're like, okay, this is the year of the outdoor kitchen and the backyard outdoor living piece. Think about what you're doing in 2 years.
Yeah.
If you're putting a pool in, run the power out to it while you're running power to the grill.
Yep.
Have the electrician come out once and rough that stuff in.
Yeah.
Get it ready to rock.
It's
nothing worse than digging up your fresh lawn that you just put in to fix that.
And that plays into anything interior as well. If you're going to start with redoing the kitchen, is there a bathroom upstairs that you want to remodel?
Yeah.
Run the plumbing, run the electrical, right? Might do a little damage upstairs. You might have to stare at an ugly wall for a year or two. But man, you're going to be happy you did. Keep it in the wall. Run it up there. Keep it in the wall. Put a cover plate on the electrical. Leave the plumbing sitting there capped off. You know it's there when you go to do it in a year or two, whatever. Bam.
Oh, yeah. When I did my remodel in the front of my house, I took the T111 siding off. I took it down to the studs, ripped out the really R9 or less 1977 foil-backed fiberglass, pink fiberglass insulation.
Pink Panther.
Yeah.
The Pink Panther stuff, yeah.
It was. Put the foil on it, which was great for Wi-Fi signals. Let me tell you what, that foil back insulation was not
and
my
keeping
favorite.
the aliens away.
Yeah, it was good for my hat, but it wasn't good for anything else. And you pull that out. I put in rock wool to make it much more soundproof.
Way quieter, yeah.
I was like, I'm thinking about maybe doing a tile entry someday. I'm going to need a 20 amp circuit to run that from there. I had the front of the house open. Way easy to run electrical. So I went back in and I just ran an empty wire back to that and buried it in the stud bay. Just left it there. Wasn't hooked to the panel. Labeled it. And if I was to ever do that, for the price of wire, it was ready to go. Otherwise, I was doing, I was re-sheetrocking 2 rooms to get in there and do it. And so those are the things that you can just go, hey, I might do this. Let's leave an option. And it was, what, $15 for the wire? Who cares?
Totally. Yep.
And that's the thing. Like my house, for instance, when I dove into it, what was the first thing I did is I put in a really big new panel because I had the old split main one that was
fire starter.
Oh, man. And it was. So the line coming in, and I wondered why my neutral lug was cracked. The Bakelite was cracked on it from heat. This was crazy. I've got an electrician over there because I was busy getting the house ready. And I'm like, no, having my buddy electrician come over and do that. New panel swap out. Because of course it had to move because code changed because now the meter had to be on a different side of the house when you changed the panel.
And X feet off the roof and
that kind of thing. It was exactly where he didn't want it, but they had to force me to put it there. That's fine. Guy gets up there and it was shocking to me how good these linemen are. When he goes to disconnect the power, he just walks up there with his gloves and goes snip and throws it on the ground.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's a live power line coming into my house and he just threw on the ground.
Those guys are nuts, man.
I know. And I'm just watching them and they cap it off, roll it up, put it up out of the way until they move everything.
Yeah.
When he did, he was going to hook it up. He goes, oh, here's my problem. The wires in that kind of twist, the neutral had rubbed up against one of the hot legs coming in.
Oh, nice.
And there was some power going over there that was causing the resistance and everything else to get the panel hot.
Creating the heat. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So that was creating the heat. So change that out. That was good. But I also had to make sure that I had enough room for circuits, for the hot tub, for the everything else, maybe a car charger one day. Those are all the things you need to plan ahead for. And maybe putting that new panel is a smart thing before you tackle the outdoor kitchen and do the kitchen remodel. Because all of a sudden you need 6 new circuits and you don't have the place to put them.
And again, this is why planning is so important, right? Because you planned on it costing X for this project. But if you consider, so costing it out, you're like, oh, we can spend this cheap amount on a panel. But you're going to have to swap it in 2 years when you want to put in the hot tub. You want to put in the car charger. Do the math, know what you're up against, plan ahead. You're going to save money in the long run. I can't emphasize enough like how important that is, especially if it's your first time doing a bigger project or if you have zero experience, man, please do the research, understand what you're getting into and what problems lie ahead if you don't plan for them.
And that designer is going to save you the most money, whether it's the landscape designer, whether it's the kitchen designer, whether it's the bathroom designer. Having that professional lay it out so you have a plan will be the best use of your money.
No bias
now
there.
You have a product list, right?
Spoken by a true designer.
Absolutely, man. But here's the thing.
But it is key. It's a total valid point. As a contractor who thinks he could plan stuff out himself, you are priceless on so many of my projects.
Thanks, man.
You're just with somebody with the experience and planning it out like that, they can create something so much better than you even imagined or expected because they're good at it. It's what they do.
Well, and it's ordering the wrong size cabinet can really mess the schedule up because it's always
in your budget
or something like that.
Yeah. The broom closet that was $1,700. You're like,
oops. Yep. And then there's the schedule because now it takes another 3 to 4 weeks to get that cabinet. It's over the holidays, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Whatever it is, there's Murphy's Laws in this. And now your project is stalled. They can't do the countertops for 4 weeks.
And there you are with a drop cloth in the shower.
Absolutely. Doing the dishes over the bathtub. It's what it is. I did see something brilliant out there though the other day. And I'm like, ooh, that's a good business model. There's a company out there, there's probably more than one. They're building little kitchenettes on a trailer for people doing kitchen remodels. So you walk in and it's almost like its own little food truck in like a Wells Cargo trailer.
Yeah.
And
nice.
Remodeler pulls up, parks it in the front lawn or on the side yard or whatever, so they can go out and use a kitchen and cook. The kitchen's tore up. I'm like, that's kind of bougie. I like it.
I got a barbecue and a hose. I'm good.
I know it.
It is bougie.
But I liked it. I thought that would be a great
gimmick, though. It's a smart idea, yeah. Great
gimmick for a remodeler. Hey, don't worry. For free, we're going to let you use this for 4 weeks while we do this.
Totally. No, it's brilliant. Yeah.
I was like, wow, that's a leg up. Let's say you spent 50 grand on that, maybe. Let's just throw a big number at it. You throw 50 grand at that. Boy, that's going to land you a lot of jobs.
Seriously. What client's not taking that? That's like saying, hey, we'll pay for your Motel 6 while we tear your house apart.
Yeah.
No, that's
a
fantastic idea for contractors.
Wow. And you could charge just a little bit more. Homeowners are like, that's easy.
Yeah.
And you're golden at that point. So I was all right, there's a new one for our list.
Yeah, that's an impressive badge of honor as a contractor. You're like, and we provide this free kitchen.
Deal closer. Closer.
Super
that
smart.
That was really cool. And one other thing too out there as well, guys, do the research on the brands out there. There are so many things that are changing out there. Companies are buying out other companies. You look at it, GE Appliances used to be, American owned, and now they're owned by Harrier, those guys that made the little cheap refrigerators that you had in a dorm room. Their parent company is running GE Appliances now. So you look at that stuff and go, wow, okay, there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
Johnny, we are out of time for this hour, brother. That went quick. It is about that time. So thanks for coming on again today. It looks like it's nice and warm down there in South America, brother. I appreciate that.
78 year round, brother.
There you go. All right, guys, to find out more about us, head over to aroundthehouseonline.com. Thanks for tuning in today. I'm Eric G. And for Johnny D, you've been listening to Around the House.
That's a wrap for the first hour of the Around the House show. To catch more of the show, including all of our social media channels, head over to aroundthehouseonline.com. Now, let's let John and Eric G play us out. We will see you next hour. Or next time.
Hey, it's Eric G with Around the House. Are you looking to grow your business? Need a spokesperson for your company? Maybe an MC for an upcoming trade show? Or maybe you want to up your game and shoot some promotional videos? My team of experts would love to chat with you. Head to aroundthehouseonline.com and fill out the contact us form, and we'll set something up. Thanks for listening to Around the House.